Hello students, welcome to the third class of answer writing, and in this class I will be discussing with you the things related to point generation, point memorization and about thought blast. In last class I have discussed with you the things related to the words, that how much words you are required to write and how many thoughts actually are required to be generated before you begin to write your answers. Now in this class we will be discussing these three things. Very important things are these: point generation, point memorization and about thought blast. See, the first two things that we will be discussing in this class, point generation and point memorization, they are actually related to your reading. That is how you are required to actually read the content. So these two techniques are reading dependent techniques. See, in civil services you are required to read lot of content. Content means you are required to read it from the newspaper, from the magazines, from the books, from the notes of XYZ institutes and the kind of notes that I provided to you. So you're required to read many things. See, when you were reading in the old pattern, so वहां पे आपको क्या था, एक different type of reading skills required थे. यहाँ पे आपको different type of reading skills required है. Now when I am saying about the reading skills, तब डिफरेंट टाइप के रिक्वायर्ड थे, अब डिफरेंट टाइप के रिक्वायर्ड है. नाउ व्हाट इज एक्चुअली द डिफरेंस? पहले द थिंग्स वर नॉट वेरी क्लियर. इन द ओल्ड पैटर्न द थिंग्स वर नॉट क्लियर. नाउ हाउ द थिंग्स वर नॉट क्लियर? बिकॉज पहले 2 मार्कर्स आता था हमें क्वेश्चन में, 5 मार्कर पूछा जाता, 10 मार्कर पूछा जाता था, 15 मार्कर पूछा जाता था. बट नाउ द सिनेरियो हैज इंटायरली चेंज्ड. Now the examiner is not going to ask you 2 markers, 3 markers, 4 markers. Now he is asking you the content and he is asking you 25 questions and you are required to answer those 25 questions in around 5,000 words. Now because he is asking you long question, he is asking you issues, he just wants that on each and every issue you should have certain points. How many points? 8 points only. So it is nothing but the 8-pointer technique. You are required to remember only 8 substantive points in each and every substantive topics that you are going to read. करंट अफेयर में इंडिया बांग्लादेश आता है, 8 पॉइंट चाहिए आपको उसके ऊपर. इंडिया पाकिस्तान 8 पॉइंट चाहिए. इंडिया यूएसए 8 पॉइंट. कौन से 8 पॉइंट? डिफेंस में 8 पॉइंट कौन से? साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में 8 पॉइंट कौन से? सी, फॉर द एंटायर थिंग, द एंटायर लर्निंग प्रोसेस, नाउ that you are required to do, you need to take into consideration this point aspect. पॉइंट्स आपको डेवलप करने पड़ेंगे. अगर आप पॉइंट डेवलप नहीं कर रहे हैं, यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू अटेम्प्ट द आंसर इन अ प्रॉपर मैनर. तो आंसर को प्रॉपर ढंग से अटेम्प्ट करने के लिए 8 चीजें, 8, 10, 11 इतने पॉइंट्स हर एक टॉपिक के ऊपर आपको जनरेट करने पड़ेंगे. नाउ व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 8 पॉइंट्स, सी यू विल बी हैविंग हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस? यू विल बी हैविंग 25 क्वेश्चंस इन योर मेंस एग्जामिनेशन, and per question that you are required to write, at least minimum of the 8 points will be required. 8 points, 8 thoughts, different views, different points you will be required to generate in your mind. And if you are not able to generate these 8 points, there will be a problem. Now how to generate these 8 points? How to generate these 8 points? Before I get on to tell you about that how to generate, one more important thing that I want to tell you is total number of कितने thoughts आपको चाहिए. एक क्वेश्चन में 8 thoughts चाहिए. See, 10 into 8, 10 into 8, 5 into 8. Total number of thoughts that you will be required is 80, 8 into 40. So these are the total number of thoughts that you will be required. How many thoughts? 200 thoughts. Around 200 thought generations should be there in your mind. At least 200 thoughts should pop up in your mind so that you can write your entire paper. So in a span of 180 words, इतनी चीजें आपके दिमाग में आनी चाहिए, 200 thoughts. Now how to generate so many thoughts? एक क्वेश्चन के ऊपर आपको 8 thoughts चाहिए, 8 points चाहिए. वो सब्सटेंटिव आप किस तरह डेवलप कर पाओगे? See, exam and civil services preparation, these are two entire different things. Writing is entirely different from reading. Preparation stage is entirely different from the stage in which you will be attempting your paper. See, attempting a paper it involves entirely different techniques, and we are just talking about those techniques in this classes of answer writing classes. These classes are just guidance classes. ये कुछ आपने याद नहीं करना. You have to just gather information out of these classes, try to implement them, try to do lot of answer writing practice. Now coming back to this, how to generate. We've already discussed about the number of thoughts that you're actually required to generate. Now how to generate? इसको generate करने कैसे करना है? हमें resource चाहिए. We basically require the resource, and the resource is how much? 200 words. Now how to generate those 200 words? Now this is a big issue. How to do that? See, you can generate these thoughts, 200 thoughts or 8 thoughts per question, or you can generate 8 thoughts in how many seconds? 30 seconds. You will be getting around 3 seconds to generate one thought. Now this is a kind of a very lightning speed. This you have to do with a very lightning speed. Now how can this thing actually happen in practice? This thing can happen in practice if you are reading accordingly. If you are reading as per the requirement of your mains examination. So your reading skills, they have to undergo a change. So the kind of the reading skills that were required earlier, they are not going to work here. आपके reading skills में change आना चाहिए. Now when I'm telling about reading skills में change आना चाहिए, I will give you a very one example. उससे आपको सारी चीजें clear हो जाएगी. Now how you should be reading actually now. In this answer writing classes, it is important to understand how you should be reading. क्योंकि reading जब तक आपका proper नहीं होगा, आपके points generate नहीं होंगे, you will not be able to generate these time, and you are just having 7 minutes. Remember, 7 minutes, and just remember the golden 20 to 25 minutes जो बाद में हमने बचा के रखने हैं. अभी किस तरह ये आपका डेवलप होगा थॉट, ये आपके पॉइंट्स किस तरह, पॉइंट जनरेशन एंड पॉइंट मेमोराइजेशन किस तरह होगी. द फर्स्ट थिंग इज पॉइंट जनरेशन. पहले आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि पॉइंट किस चीज के लिए जनरेट करना है आपको. फॉर विच थिंग, ऑफ व्हाट थिंग यू वांट टू जनरेट द पॉइंट्स ऑन. सपोज अभी आप इंडिया ईयर बुक पढ़ रहे हो. इंडिया ईयर बुक में आप प्लानिंग का चैप्टर पढ़ रहे हो. यू रीडिंग अ चैप्टर on planning in India yearbook. Now जब आपने ये planning वाला चैप्टर शुरू करना है, just flip through the pages of this chapter. There will be around 60 or 70 pages on this particular chapter in your India yearbook. Just flip through those 60 to 70 pages. After flipping through the pages, just try to categorize the things that will be given in this planning chapter. So if you will categorize the things, you will find out that there are actually 6 to 7 things, broader things given in this planning chapter. In this planning chapter, first of all, what is given is about the plans. What is planning? What is planning? And the second thing that is given in this chapter is about the different 5-year plans till now. First 5-year plan, second 5-year plan, third 5-year plan, then the annual plans, then the fourth 5-year plan, then the fifth plan, then again some annual plans, then 6th, 7th plan, then 8th plan, then annual plans, then 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th plan. Now this is given in your annual plans. Now this is the second thing that is given in this chapter. You are actually categorizing पढ़ना कैसे, पहले कैटेगराइज करो कि उसमें दिया क्या है। ये तो अनपढ़ को भी पता चल जाएगा, ये थोड़ा सा जो बंदा पढ़ा हुआ है, ही विल गेट अ बेसिक आइडिया व्हाट डिफरेंट थिंग्स आर कवर्ड इन द चैप्टर। सो वो एक बार आपको पता करना है। दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग पॉइंट जनरेशन से पहले कि ये चीजें हैं। यू जस्ट नो अबाउट द डिफरेंट प्लान्स। एंड द थर्ड थिंग दैट इज गिवन इज अबाउट द IT sector. The fourth thing is given about the rural and the urban development. The fifth thing is given about your health sector. The sixth thing is given about defense and science and technology. And the seventh is about some other things. So these are the broader things that are covered in this chapter. Once you have categorized the things that are given in this particular chapter, the next thing that you're required to do is to generate the questions. या सोचिए कि एग्जामिनर क्या पूछ सकता है इस चैप्टर में। एग्जामिनर क्या पूछेगा? दिस इज सेल्फ टॉक। दिस थिंग विल यील्ड द रिजल्ट इफ यू डूइंग सेल्फ टॉक। अगर आप अपने आप से बात कर रहे हो, इफ यू आर टॉकिंग टू योर ओन सेल्फ, यू विल रियलाइज दैट एग्जामिनर कैन आस्क this and this from this particular chapter. Generate the questions. Think yourself to be an examiner and put yourself in the shoes of an examiner and try to delineate the questions out of this chapter, out of whatever you are going to read. Just try to delineate. Once you have delineated the questions, suppose 6-7 questions, health policy India में किस तरह की है, what are the different policies with respect to health, how or critically analyze the health policy of India. एक बार आपको वो पता चलता है that this is one question. Now when this question is generated, you should read the content given in this chapter. When you will be reading the content given in this chapter, उसके बाद में क्या करना है, आपको कितने पॉइंट जनरेट करने हैं? 10 points. Now why I am saying 10 points, अगर 2 आपको भूल भी जाएंगे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, एटलीस्ट 8 पॉइंट तो आपके पास रहेंगे ही रहेंगे। नाउ दिस इज समथिंग that you have to do. Categorize the chapter, look out for the questions, then generate 8 to 10 points. See, अब ये आपको हर एक रीडिंग में ऐसे ही करना है। हिंदू एडिटोरियल पढ़ रहे हो, जनरेट पॉइंट्स। हिंदू एडिटोरियल का एक क्वेश्चन बना लीजिए, कोई भी आता है इंडिया बांग्लादेश के ऊपर, इंडिया बांग्लादेश लैंड बाउंड्री एग्रीमेंट, अभी बिल इज पेंडिंग, जस्ट एंड इट कैन बी द क्वेश्चन इन 2014 मेंस। उसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आपको दिमाग में जनरेट हो गया है, पॉप अप करना है क्वेश्चन को, एक बार वो डेवलप हो जाएगा, फिर आप उसके ऊपर पॉइंट जनरेट कीजिए। प्रो उसके कौन से है, उसके अगेंस्ट कौन से है, बैलेंस्ड व्यू कौन सा है। एक बार इस तरह आपका प्रिपरेशन शुरू हो गया, सो योर एंटायर प्रिपरेशन शुड बी बेस्ड ऑन पॉइंट बेसिस। इफ योर प्रिपरेशन इज नॉट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ पॉइंट्स, बिग प्रॉब्लम, because see, generally you will know so many things about India and Bangladesh, but when it will come to writing an answer on it in the examination conditions, in the examination halls, chances are that you will sweat. The chances are that you will feel a lot of anxiety, and this anxiety can be controlled if your entire preparation process is attuned to this mains thing. So before starting the civil services preparation, you must have an understanding of this aspect, क्योंकि जिस तरह की विकेट के ऊपर आपको जाके खेलना है, उसी तरह की कंडीशंस के अंडर ही आपको प्रैक्टिस करनी चाहिए, वो आपको पहले ही पता होना चाहिए. इफ यू आर प्रैक्टिसिंग इन डिफरेंट थिंग इन डिफरेंट कंडीशंस, सी द रिजल्ट्स विल नॉट कम, results will not be properly yielded. So you need to practice in the proper conditions that you are going to get when you're going to play the actual game. If you're practicing in different conditions, if you're just generally reading the things and not developing the points, there will be a lot of problem. So entire preparation should be based on the point basis. Point basis infuses a lot of objectivity in the preparation. If you are not generating the points, you are actually making your preparation subjective. Subjective preparation will lead to the development of partial thoughts in your brain. तो जो थॉट्स डेवलप होंगे, जो आइडियाज डेवलप होंगे, जो व्यू पॉइंट्स डेवलप होंगे, वो पार्शियल डेवलप होंगे. दे विल नॉट बी कंप्लीट. अधूरा अधूरा सब कुछ रहेगा, पूरा पूरा ना हो पाएगा. उसको पूरा पूरा करने के लिए पॉइंट जनरेशन इज मस्ट. अधूरा अधूरा से सिविल सर्विसेज का प्रेपरेशन अच्छी तरह नहीं हो पाएगा एंड यू विल नॉट गेट मार्क्स. Now let us talk about point memorization. See, you have generated the point. Generation of point is not an end in itself. What is required is that you should also memorize the points. Memorization of the points is must. Now how to memorize the points? Actually, you must develop a habit of developing this mnemonics out of the disparity that you watch in your surroundings. You just develop this inclination of synthesizing the things. Most of the aspirants, they lack in the skill of synthesizing. And this memorization is not going to happen if you will not be synthesizing the things. See, 98% of the aspirants will be aware of what is right to education. 99% of the aspirants will be aware of what is right to information. But only 1% of the aspirants can actually synthesize the entire thing, and only 1% of the aspirants will be actually aware of the different points of the 8 or 10 points on that particular thing. Only that 1% of the aspirant will be able to properly put up the things. See, सारे questions मुश्किल नहीं होते, सारे questions आसान नहीं होते. Most of the questions, they fall in the medium category. They are neither very tough, they are neither very simple. And what I believe is at least 90% of the people who are just writing the mains, they are actually aware of the entire questions that come in your mains examination. Out of 25 questions, there are only 30% of the questions that are tough. Next class is on that. Third class was supposed to be on those questions that are tough to deal, but answer writing skill classes, fourth class I have just shifted it to. So the aspirants, actually what they should be doing here is in this focusing on point memorization. See, memorization is very, very important. Those 1%, they will become IAS, IPS, IRS, IRTS and so many other allied services. And the 99% of the students basically fail. The basic thing that the aspirants should be focusing upon is synthesization. So, आज अगर आप इस क्लास को देख के एडिटोरियल को पढ़ें, it is really going to help you. Now what you should be doing is actually you should take today's editorial. If it is not Sunday and you're just watching this, you're not watching it on Sunday, there might be one of the editorials in the newspaper. Just to try to read that editorial, and after reading that editorial, just try to do it whatever I have said. What all I have said, I'm just going to repeat it again so that it can get in your blood, and that is important. If it will not get in your blood, it is not going to be very effective. And I just want to make the things effective. I just want the magic should actually happen of these answer writing classes. I just want that I should give you some jump in preparation. And that is actually why these classes are designed. Now just to try to read an editorial. When you will be reading that editorial, first of all try to get a broader idea. Just to scan this entire editorial. What is given in that editorial? क्यों हिंदू एडिटोरियल अगर आप देखोगे, ठीक है ना, हिंदू का एडिटोरियल इस तरह होता है, एक कार्टून बना होता है, ठीक है ना, एंड उसके आसपास ये सारा लिखा होता है. देयर आर सर्टेन ब्रॉड हेडिंग्स, 3-4 ब्रॉड हेडिंग्स दिए होते हैं, एक ऊपर बड़ा हेडिंग दिया होता है. सो व्हेन यू आर रीडिंग एडिटोरियल इन द हिंदू, जस्ट ट्राई टू लुक एट द नेम ऑफ द एडिटोरियल, व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द एडिटोरियल, एंड जस्ट ट्राई टू स्कैन द subtitles that are given in the editorial. From there you will get an idea what is actually presented in the editorial, what different views are actually presented. Now just try to generate a question. Just try to generate a question on the basis of this. And these 4 things. Generate a question and try to look out for the points in the editorial. And then just try to memorize them by developing mnemonics. Mnemonics का क्या मतलब है? आप एक कोड डेवलप कर लेते हो. Now I have developed a certain code. Its name is whens. Now this rural people, they are basically lacking in this whens. They are lacking in water. They are lacking in a house. They are lacking in employment. They are lacking in nutrition. They are lacking in shelter. Now these are the this is the basic mnemonic that I have developed. In a similar manner you can also develop n number of other mnemonics. Bangladesh के लिए India Bangladesh relation, 1 mnemonics sufficient. Just try to do this thing, because if you will not do this thing, if you're not going to generate the points, if you're not going to memorize the points, not memorizing the points. See, memorization is important. I get lot number of calls from the students who say, sir, I don't like memorizing. Then I say, please don't prepare for civil services. Please don't. Because in civil services preparation, there is a need, there is a certain need, a need at a certain level to memorize the things. I hope I have made myself clear to you. Without memorizing, you cannot crack the civil services. Out of 25 questions, there will be at least 10 questions that will require your memorization power. That will require your this gray matter, white matter cells to be attuned to certain content. And there is a proper need of memorizing the things in order to remember this points. Without points, you will not be able to generate the thoughts when you will be sitting in your examination hall. So in order to generate the points, you need to memorize the content that you will be reading. Just develop the points. सब्जेक्टिव भी दिया होगा, एडिटोरियल्स में कंटेंट जो रीड कर रहे होगे आप, उसमें चीजें सारी पॉइंट बेसिस में नहीं होगी, बट यू मस्ट डेवलप द पॉइंट्स. नाउ लेट मी डिस्कस अबाउट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज थॉट ब्लास्ट टेक्निक. नाउ व्हाट इज दिस थॉट ब्लास्ट टेक्निक? आई हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड अ पार्ट ऑफ इट इन द second class when I was discussing with you about this 30 magical seconds. I called it as magical seconds. Now why I called it as magical seconds? बहुत students पूछते हैं. I have done seminars in Pune, in Ahmedabad, and I have discussed about this concept of 30 magical seconds. Now they ask me why I call it as magical. I called it as magical because if you will not be able to generate the points, you will not get selected. And the magic is not going to happen. But if it is otherwise, if you are able to generate the points, magic will certainly happen. Now that is why we are here. That is why I'm just doing these classes. See, in these 30 seconds, 30 seconds में आपको 10 thought generate करने हैं. पहला इंट्रोडक्शन का, 10वां thought जो है वो कंक्लूजन का. सी कंक्लूजन और इंट्रोडक्शन के बारे में आपने ज्यादा नहीं सोचना है. So यू विल बी सेविंग हाउ मेनी सेकेंड, 6 सेकेंड्स आप सेव कर रहे हो. सो इन टोटल 3+ सेकेंड में एक थॉट आपका जनरेट होना चाहिए. हाउ मेनी सेकेंड, 3 सेकेंड्स में आपका एक थॉट जनरेट होना चाहिए. एंड ये थॉट रखना कहां पे है, जब आप आंसर करोगे कहां पे आपने थॉट रखना है, दैट इज ऑल्सो वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. वो मैं आपको नेक्स्ट क्लास में बताऊंगा किस तरह आपको थॉट को अपने पास रखना है. व्हेन यू विल बी अटेम्प्टिंग 8 थॉट्स जनरेट करके, देयर विल बी अ रफ शीट. उस रफ शीट में आपको, अगर आपको क्वेश्चन पेपर के अभी तो ऊपर ही सारा कुछ चल रहा है, दे विल बी गिविंग योर शीट, उसी में आपको स्पेस होगा. यू कैन यूटिलाइज एक लास्ट में शीट, जस्ट राइट द नेम इज रफ शीट. ठीक है, नंबर ऑफ शीट्स ज्यादा होंगी तो यू कैन जस्ट राइट ओवर द रफ शीट. एंड जो भी आप 8 पॉइंट जनरेट कर रहे हो 30 सेकंड्स में, जस्ट राइट इट इन बहुत छोटा छोटा छोटा, इतना छोटा ताकि आपको समझ आ जाए जब आप एक्चुअली लिख रहे हो. बिकॉज थिंकिंग and writing simultaneously, I discard this thing. I don't like this thing. Actually, I abhor this thing. Because if you will do that way, your speed is going to be slowed down, and I don't want that. I want that you should be writing quickly, and you can write it quickly if you are able to generate those 8 points. उसको लिख लेना है रफ शीट पे. वो लिखने के बाद आपने अपना आंसर सारा शुरू करना है. Now what is this thought blast? This thought blast means, first thing is keep your mind in a cool condition. Keep your mind calm. Second thing is, calm doesn't mean that you should sleep. It just means that you are just ready to propel your mind. You must attune your hormones in such a manner that your hormones actually pushes your mind and a lot of thoughts are actually generated. So it should be like pumping yourself. So second thing is, be ready to pump yourself. Be ready to pump yourself. So what it means, be ready to pump yourself? It actually means you have already read a lot. आप उसी तरह पढ़ रहे थे क्योंकि आपका प्रिपरेशन, एग्जामिनेशन, पेपर अटेंड करने से पहले, योर एंटायर प्रिपरेशन वाज अट्यून्ड टू दिस पॉइंट जनरेशन थिंग. 10 बार आपने हेल्थ के ऊपर एडिटोरियल पढ़ा होगा, 10 बार एडिटोरियल पढ़ा होगा तो कितने पॉइंट्स जनरेट किए होंगे आपने? 100 पॉइंट्स. उन 100 पॉइंट्स में से अगर हेल्थ के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आता है, 7-8 पॉइंट तो एकदम से निकलने चाहिए ना. ब्लास्ट. बी वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट एंड ट्राई टू रन योर माइंड एज फार एज यू कैन. Just there should be an explosion in your mind as if lot of thoughts are generated to a particular topic. Just try to look out for n number of examples. Just try to put yourself immediately in a split of second in that particular condition, so that your mind starts working. It is important that you make yourself visit a rural area if a question in your exam is about rural area. In a split of a second you should be in rural area. Suppose a question is on the rural policy of India, you should be able to put yourself in the rural area. गांव में ले जाओ अपने आप को thoughts में in a split of second and see what are the problems. Water problem is there, housing problem is there, nutrition problem is there, shelter problem is there. So within a split of seconds your thoughts will begin to ooze out. Your mind will secrete the thoughts. Your mind will generate the thoughts. Your mind will develop the thoughts. This is very important. Thought blast. Just let loose your mind. Do this exercise before you go on to attempt your civil services mains. Very, very important. थॉट जनरेट करना है. दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बहुत सारे लोग पता क्या करते हैं, एग्जाम में बैठ के दे डोंट एक्सर्ट उनका बस ये होता है कि हमने इतना पढ़ लिया है, नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू एग्जामिनेशन हॉल। एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में बीच में बैठ के दे डोंट थिंक, दे डोंट पुश देयर माइंड, lackadaisical attitude is nothing but procrastination. It is nothing but procrastination. एक सिलेक्टेड कैंडिडेट में और जो कैंडिडेट सिलेक्ट नहीं होता उसमें डिफरेंस क्या होता है? नाउ आई विल टेल यू दैट. See, how many questions will be there in total, including your this, including your that thing, optional. All in all, total number of questions 4 GS, 100 questions, 25 questions around on optional. Essay को मिला के तो around how many questions? Around just take it as 125 questions. And a candidate, how many questions are there? 125 questions. And a candidate who qualifies the civil services exam, with the rank 1, he will at most be having how many numbers more than the person who has just been on the threshold level, who have just been at the very bottom level and has been called for the interview, but he is not qualified. So there will be a difference of how many marks? Actually, there will be a difference of just 150 marks before the interview. 150 marks का difference होता है generally threshold level से. जो टॉपर है उसके 150 मार्क्स ही ज्यादा होते हैं. इट मीन्स ही इज जस्ट स्कोरिंग 1 मार्क मोर पर क्वेश्चन. एक ही मार्क्स उसका पर क्वेश्चन ज्यादा आ रहा है उस कैंडिडेट से जो सक्सेस नहीं हो पा रहा है, जो सिर्फ थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल के ऊपर है. नाउ इट इज जस्ट अ फाइट फॉर दैट 1 मार्क. ऑन एन एवरेज अगर आप क्वेश्चन लिखोगे, जनरलाइज अगर आप क्वेश्चन लिखोगे, आपके 10 मार्क्स में से 4 मार्क्स तो वैसे ही आ जाएंगे. ये जो टेक्निक्स मैंने आपको बताई हैं, दे विल गिव यू अ जंप ऑफ एटलीस्ट इफ नॉट मोर 1 मार्क. 5 मार्क्स आपके वैसे ही आ जाएंगे. नाउ आप खुद अपने आप से यू कैन इंक्रीज हाफ मार्क मोर. So the difference between a topper and a candidate who is failing to qualify for the IAS proper I'm talking about, there's not much of a difference. So there is difference of just 30 marks or 40 marks. 30 and 40 marks of how many questions out of 125 questions. तो एक क्वेश्चन में 14414 मिला के भी इतने ज्यादा हो जाते हैं. ना उस 1/4 को किस तरह कैच करना है? How to catch that 1/4? You can catch that 1/4 if you will be able, if you have attuned your mind in such a manner that it is generating points. ज्यादा पॉइंट्स जनरेट होंगे, ज्यादा आंसर लिख के आओगे, ज्यादा मैटर दे के आओगे. एक ही पॉइंट को लेके खींचोगे नहीं, एक पॉइंट को लेके ज्यादा खींच दिया. थॉट को, पर्टिकुलर सारे थॉट्स को एक ही ढंग से प्रेजेंट कर रहे हो. फर्स्ट क्लास, ट्राई टू रिमेंबर दैट. इफ यू आर जस्ट writing in a similar manner, there is no variation. You're lacking in vocabulary. You are not presenting the content, the substance. One question has a potential to make you an IAS, and just mind it. अगर आप नहीं करोगे, if you're not following this, if you're not working on points, if you're not blasting your mind and generating the content by sitting in examination hall, you are just inviting the checker to butcher you up. He will just slit you. You will not get qualified. Yeah, next attempt. उस attempt में भी आप यही करोगे, पढ़ोगे ज्यादा आप. You will read more number of books. You will not do answer writing practice. You will not follow these things. उसी ढंग के साथ जाके आप पेपर लिखोगे दोबारा फिर. सो एक्चुअल में सबसे बड़ा जो फ्लॉ एरिया सिविल सर्विसेज में, दैट इज आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस. सो जस्ट ट्राई टू जनरेट पॉइंट्स attune your mind in such a manner that 30 सेकंड में आपके दिमाग में वो सारा कुछ निकल जाए एक टॉपिक के बारे में. इंडिया पाकिस्तान 30 सेकंड में this. इंडिया बांग्लादेश this. Stem cell technology this. Urban development this. Ethics this. Governance, good governance this. So it should be like this. There should be a thought blast. And that can happen if you're synthesizing your preparation, if you're generating points, if you're memorizing points. Next class, I will be talking about the type of the questions that are tough to handle. On the questions that you have never read or you have never listened or you have done less reading, I will be talking about those areas. So this was for this class. Till next class, enjoy your life. Thanks.